Good morning, President Taylor and everyone. It's really, I'm proud to be with you again today, and really very proud to share my CEO report in a very different manner today. So today I'm going to use my time to talk about the CalPERS workplace culture and to highlight our 14th annual Diversity and Inclusion Day that took place just a few weeks ago. It was hosted by our CalPERS Diversity Outreach Program, and as you know, an inclusive culture is the driving force behind any organization's success. It's key to recruiting the talent that we need, and then more importantly, once we get that talent, we need to make sure that we're able to retain them. It helps with engagement, it helps with outperformance, creativity, and innovation. That's really why we hold special events like the annual Diversity and Inclusion Day, to raise the team's awareness about the people they work with and to strengthen those relationships. The more we learn about one another's cultures, our backgrounds, and our abilities, the more connected we become. And connected teams do produce positive outcomes for our members we serve, the people who we are working with, and those we do business with. So go ahead, Kathy, and let's bring up the slides. So this was our first D&I Day in person since 2019. It's a tradition that our team members greatly enjoy and often tout as an example of why CalPERS is a special place to work. It tells the story of who we are, unique and vibrant in all of our diversity. We had 20 teams showcasing their heritage from all around the world. Just about every continent was represented, from the Hmong in Asia, shown here in traditional clothing, to countries south of the equator and everywhere in between, including Peru in the foreground and New Zealand in the background. Each team found creative ways to educate our team members about their culture using creative games and interactive poster boards, such as this one representing fun facts about Canada. The Canada booth was very popular based on the food they were serving. Norway, books about cultural history, cooking, and art forms were also on full display. By visiting the Norway exhibit, you could learn about Viking heritage, Norwegian cooking, historical attire, and the art of painting plates. And of course, there's no better way to experience different cultures than by traveling. Also included were a few exhibits that encouraged active participation. For example, a poster board prompting people to share where they have traveled, and another prompting people to place an arrow on a world map indicating where their families originated from. And as you can see, our team's family stories stretch across the globe. Not coincidentally, the world map was next to one team's booth that featured their diverse roots, ranging from China, Vietnam, India, the Yucatan region of Mexico, and Nigeria. And we can't forget those who served our country through the U.S. Armed Forces. As you heard from President Taylor's report, veterans are an important part of the CalPERS culture. Who better to understand the call to service that we have at CalPERS than those who have put their life on the lines for our country? We're grateful for their service and to our members as well. Behind the scenes of many of our DEI activities on campus are a group of volunteers that make up our employee resource groups. They include the Diversity and Inclusion Group and the Disability Advisory Council. They meet year-round to facilitate wide-ranging DEI discussions and support the work of our CalPERS Diversity Outreach Program. Not pictured, but also important to mention, is the emergency response team, who came to spread awareness about the need for inclusive assistance during emergency evacuation to meet the needs of all people, especially those with mobility needs or other special needs. Walking through the atrium, you saw unique cultural artifacts everywhere, shown here from Laos, India, and Africa. Musical instruments, works of art, figurines, jewelry, the variety was really endless. The Brazil exhibit offered another vivid example of the artifacts and traditions that make that country so unique. As a country that borders almost all other countries in South America, Brazil is a rich mixture of art, food, and traditions. You could also sample food and beverages from the many countries represented. St. Lucia, an island in the Caribbean, shared a traditional cinnamon spice drink that they served during the holidays. It was sweet, a little spicy, and very popular. A visit to the Vietnam booth offered samples of Vietnamese coffee, sweet and creamy, contrasted by a salty favorite, shrimp chips. Participants complimented the food selections in the survey, wanting more of the food experience the next time we get together. An online recipe book has been created on our internal website for those who want to recreate their favorite dishes at home. Everywhere you went, team members hosting exhibits were full of joy, proud to share their culture, and to answer questions and visit with everyone who walked by. The same joy could be seen on the faces of the approximate 300 people, our team members in attendance, who are happy to have in-person events again and to see colleagues from other areas of the organization that they don't really get to interact with on a daily basis. These opportunities to connect are relished, and it really is a hallmark of our culture. In addition to the many cultural exhibits, we had several that were oriented to the identities and causes that we care so much about. In this case, the purpose was to deepen our understanding of the LGBTQ+ culture and provide activities to help advance equity. For example, the Pride booth engaged visitors with the concept of intersectionality by encouraging team members to have open dialogue with one another to find the commonalities and not the differences. Let's go ahead and move. Yep. The Disability and Technology exhibit showcased the important work being done to ensure that people of all abilities are accommodated and can be successful in their jobs or roles. They displayed screen reader assistive technology, shown here with closed captioning, American Sign Language handouts, and items such as Braille labels, and a large key high contrast keyboard to support the sight impaired or hearing impaired. Given that 1 in 4 adults in the U.S. has a disability of some kind, these devices and technologies are useful resources to help us not only support our current workforce, but also to recruit our new talent. Another important issue on display was advocating for equal opportunities. The Allies of Affirmative Action exhibit shared compelling resources, including a recommended reading list, to illustrate just how much issues of race still impact our society today. They shared Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson's dissenting opinion from a recent Supreme Court decision as an example of the ongoing work needed to advance equality in the country. Visitors were challenged to read, to share, and discuss issues of equality with their friends and their colleagues. As is tradition, we were treated to several musical and dance performances. This year's entertainment featured dancers representing the traditions of Mexico and India, along with musicians sharing traditional song from India and original music by a Barbadian singer-songwriter, a local person we were able to invite to the event, and he was able to clear his schedule. I think the smiles say it all. D&I Day was a success all around. Considering that so much of our work requires us to interact with others, the annual D&I Day serves as an important purpose to support our inclusive culture built on mutual respect, trust, and understanding among colleagues, and to confirm that each and every team member belongs here at CalPERS. Employees who feel they belong are more inspired to engage with the mission of the organization and with one another. As I close, I'll share a quick video recap. There's no music to this one, while I thank our teams, including the CalPERS Diversity Outreach Program, the Office of Public Affairs, the Operations Support Services, and our event management for all of their work to make the 14th annual D&I Day event so successful. When you have a chance, I do encourage you to visit the D&I Day displays that are out here just outside of the auditorium. And this will take just maybe another half a minute to get through. But that does conclude my CEO report. I'm happy to take any questions about the day or any other questions that you may have.
Thank you, Marcy. I don't have any questions from the board so far. I do want to say that looked like a wonderful event.
It's really
fun. Had I known it was going on, I might have stopped by. Sounds like there was a ton of really good food, too.
We'll send you all a save the date for next year.
Okay. I do have one board member here. Hold on, David.
Yeah, I actually just, as a great stroke of luck, happened to be here that day. And wow, what a great event. And just the collective sharing and joy. And I actually had the opportunity to meet a few of our brand new employees who, again, on their very first days here, that was one of their first experiences. And fortunately, I happened to meet them when I was about 10 feet from Marcy and her team as they were going through, encouraging everyone. And so I was able to actually introduce a brand new employee on their first day to the CEO, and I really appreciate the event, the opportunity, and also the leadership, the accessibility, the openness. And it's not every organization where you'll have leadership out there. Again, we lead by example whether we intend to or not, and it's nice to see it happening in the right kind of ways and setting the right kind of examples, and just the CEO and executives, the managers, all the employees, all the team members are part of a big team. Even our very newest employees were welcomed and part of the event.
Thank you, Mr. Miller.